With one of the biggest crypto dumps that I've ever seen now behind us, the stage is set to see the biggest bull market of all time. And we are running out of time right now to prepare for the next movement phase in this bull market. In this video, I'm going to tell you exactly what you should be doing if you were panic selling the dip over the past 24 hours, or if you are failing to accumulate like perhaps you should have been. I'm going to tell you the coins I think still have the biggest potential upside in them over the next few weeks and months. So do me a favor, hit that like button and let's get into today's video. Now guys, take a deep breath. Yesterday was a pretty damn stressful day, particularly if you were like me and maybe a little bit too over leveraged, but don't worry, we survived. We're still in this. Now guys, as we look across to the Bitcoin chart, you can see exactly what has happened. And you can tell me, until the cows come home, what the cause of this was. Was it BlackRock? Was it Michael Saylor? Was it any of the other people trying to flush people out the market? Well, to be honest, I don't really care. Ultimately, what happened? Everyone got a bit cocky. We all were buying too high. And then what happened? Lots of people who were over leveraged got liquidated. Lots of newbies who'd been buying too much crypto were panicking and selling. And of course, everything came crashing down. But the good news is right now we are printing one of the most bullish patterns in crypto, particularly after the biggest liquidation event that we have ever seen. Okay, so this pattern here, we have a down candle and then a little kind of spinning top. And now we're printing another engulfing candle on the other side. And this 3 candlestick pattern is called a morning star. Now this morning star, as you can see right now, is starting to press higher. And basically what we've seen is a flush out of people in the markets to bring some more stability, and now we are ready to move on to the next phase. This can be seen everywhere. We've got the USDT dominance having been swiftly sold off from this area previously of support. Now we're back into the resistance zone. Now we're going lower here, and I do anticipate upside action until the USDT dominance finds itself down at 3.79% once more. At this point, we could see a little bounce and then probably roll over. And then things are going to go absolutely crazy. Bitcoin dominance again had a very healthy sell-off at this previous support level, previous resistance here, and now you can see starting to dump itself lower once more. But I'm aware there's a lot of you right now who are probably not feeling particularly great about what they're seeing on the crypto charts, with Bitcoin seeing this strong recovery. How do I know this? Because I know that a lot of you out there probably panic sold yesterday. And guys, don't worry. We've all done this before. All you've got to do is realize that you've got to learn from this and what markets do. Now, when everyone is really uber bullish and everyone's shouting to kind of buy into this coin and buy into that coin, like we were seeing just a few days ago on Bitcoin and the altcoins, and everyone was in massive leverage longs and no one felt like it could go down, that's when you want to be a bit cautious. But right now, where people are still thinking that we could go lower and that this dip isn't over, well, guys, this is a time where there isn't confidence in the market that actually you're better off buying into. Now, if you sold the dip or you didn't buy in at the absolute bottom, then don't worry, you can still salvage this. But there's one way not to salvage it, and it's going and making another rookie error on top of the one that you already made yesterday. And since selling the dip is a rookie error, when really you should be buying the dip and maybe selling the tops, don't add to it. How can you add to that thing that you did wrong? Well, it's understanding why you panicked sold that dip. And I guarantee pretty much that many of you who were panic selling the dip, let's use Sui as an example, were selling Sui at a panic because you were buying Sui all the way up here. Whereas if you've been buying Sui down here or lower down here, then you wouldn't have panic sold because you would have still been up in profit or at least above break even. So how do you make your situation worse right now? Well, by doing the same silly thing that you did before that got you into that situation, and that is buying the tops. So don't jump across to cryptobubbles.net and be like, well, I've got some money set aside now because obviously I sold yesterday and now I'm looking to buy some more. And you're like, well, what's Hype? What's ENA? What's Sui? What's Virtual? These are the biggest green bubbles of the day. Maybe I should go and buy into these. Don't you dare buy that big green candle. Because guys, if you are subscribed to the House of Crypto with the notification bell turned on, by now, hopefully you are starting to learn that there's a really simple way to make your way through these markets and actually be relatively successful. And that is doing the opposite of what everyone else out there is doing. They're buying the tops of coins that everyone's talking about. They're selling the dips when they're feeling too emotional because they already bought the tops. So what do we know then? Using Sui as an example, I'm not taking favorites here. I'm using charts to show you evidence. I still hold Sui. In fact, I've been holding a leverage position that yes, I held all the way down through here. And yes, it was damn scary, but we're all good. because we're now back into profits once more. We know that we've missed the dip on SUI, right? We can't buy big green candles, can we? We already know that. So if we can't buy big green candles, what do? We do what I tell you about in many of my videos. We identify what SUI is and what SUI's been doing well, and we go and find the next ones and see if they've got more promising charts to be able to get into. Now, the easiest way to do that is to know that SUI is a layer 1 ecosystem. Typically, the layer 1s like Solana and Ethereum and others have the biggest market caps because they are the ecosystems that all the other applications are built on top of. So most of these are ranking in the top 100 on CoinMarketCap. And the good news, top 100 coins are maybe a little less volatile, and potentially you can find some of these larger cap coins with significant upside ahead of them that are going to be a little less volatile and a little less stressful for you. And the good news, because we go through the path to altcoin season, we've been going through Bitcoin, we're now heading into the Ethereum phase. The large cap phase of altcoin season is starting off already. We've already seen the likes of XRP, Cardano, SUI now seeing some good runs. There is some good opportunity. But instead of looking at the biggest green candles of the day, how about we look at the coins that underperformed the most in the top 100 over the last week or so and see whether there's any decent value. Now, if you go to coinmarketcap.com, you can see the top performers are the ones that you shouldn't be buying into right now. Okay, so if you're going and aping into these today, you're getting it wrong. Okay, you're still buying the tops of coins rather than doing the opposite, flicking towards the other side and seeing the coins that are down the most in the last 7 days. Now, as I said, SUI's a layer 1 ecosystem. You can go down through here and look for other layer 1 ecosystems, okay? Now, we've got a random mix of coins up here that have underperformed. Dog with hat, if you want to get into meme coins, by all means, go and have a look at it. Curve DAO token, blah, blah, blah. Okay, but we want to find another layer 1 because SUI's already been killing it. So we've got two here, Sei Network and Aptos. Now, Sei market cap 1.9 billion, Aptos 6 billion. SUI's market cap, I believe, is around 13 or 14 billion dollars right now, which is more than 2 times that of Aptos, which is pretty amazing because Aptos actually is a faster layer 1 blockchain. Both the teams from SUI and Aptos came from the same place. They were both part of the Libra project over at Meta. They could be the fastest proof of stake blockchain of all time, and actually sits there with a sub $2 billion market cap. And the good news is, flicking over to DeFiLlama.com, that SUI's been going up mainly because the TVL and volume have been picking up on chain. People are getting quite excited about that. And we can see the exact same is happening on Aptos. Sei Network as well has got some pretty good TVL growth, nearly as big as what we're seeing on Aptos. As well, the volume is picking up towards the upside. Now I know, to those people who are like, you show me the same stuff in every video, fair enough, okay? Hopefully, by now, it's sinking in, because those guys who are still writing those comments are still buying SUI at the top. All we simply do is understand that one coin is doing really well, and instead of being tempted to buy it, we're going to go and look for another one. If it was something else, like meme coins have been doing incredibly well, but Dog with Hat was the worst performer, then maybe I would go and buy into Dog with Hat. But maybe it's not so easy with meme coins, because obviously some of them are rallying really aggressively, and some not, because of the communities. And if you want to spend millions of hours on Twitter getting into different communities and trying to work out which are the cabal tokens, then fine, so be it. But to be honest, it's so much easier with utility tokens, knowing that various utility tokens are doing quite well at certain times, and when one does well, typically another one will do well after. So with SUI now pushing back towards all-time highs, it makes sense that we should be looking towards other layer 1s. What better place to look then than a coin like Aptos, which is pretty similar to SUI, but is yet to see that spike up. So if you didn't buy the dip on SUI, then maybe, just maybe, and I'm not saying you should go and buy on Aptos, go and do some research into it, think about it. But to me, Aptos looks like it's still in pretty good value. Okay, it came up from this dip, so it is showing that there are buyers intending to buy it, up 7 or so %. Right now, it's still pretty flat. But it's come back to test a fairly common pattern that we've been identifying throughout this kind of early stages of the bull market. We have this nice cut pattern. You can see it's broken out. It's retesting its cut pattern. I would anticipate that this bounces out of that cut pattern fairly soon. Also, this is very similar in terms of the chart with these kind of 3 peaks here to what we've seen on Ethereum. I think that this breaks and goes along when Ethereum starts to break. If you don't believe me, look at Ethereum's chart. While a bit more extended, you've got the 3 peaks here. Okay, the 3, in fact, it has 4 peaks, okay, because this was the last bull market. So actually, if we pay attention to this particular area, this is pretty much exactly what Aptos looks like. While Ethereum did break beyond and then come back into this zone, it didn't quite come all the way down to retest this cut pattern. Okay, it's much higher up, but remember, Ethereum, phase 2 of the bull market, phase 3, large caps, etc. So yes, SUI doing incredibly well, front running everything. Happy days. But maybe just looking at the charts, Aptos seems to be a better one as I look at it right now. And I don't think that this opportunity is going to last forever. So if you're watching this in like a week's time, being like, I should have bought Aptos, is it too late to buy? Then probably maybe it is, because right now it's worth $10.70. And if you ask me that question at like $14 or $15, you know what I'm going to say. What about Sei Network? Well, we had our retrace from March along with a lot of other coins. And you can see that we've got our cup pattern coming in here, okay? And now what you can see is we've had a good, healthy breakup. Just the last time we were broke up out of here, we went up 71%. It's come back to retest it. Now what are we seeing? A nice little reversal pattern on Sei Network, okay? It hasn't grabbed the attention and excitement of Sui right now. But that doesn't mean, by any means, that it's not going to, okay? Remember, what got you wrecked and what caused you to panic sell the dip was because you were buying the tops of coins all the way up here and then wondering when they ripped against you what was wrong. Buy the coins that people aren't really looking at, that are showing the same fundamentals as coins that now everyone is looking at. This is how we got into Sui back in September when Sui was just $1 by looking at what had been going on with Solana, identifying massive TVL growth, massive volume, etc. And yes, I do repeat myself because I want to show you right now how easy this can be if you stop trying to do what appears to be obvious, because it isn't actually the right thing to do. Okay, what appears to be obvious is a trick of your mind. Your mind is telling you that it's already up a lot and it can continue going up a lot. I'm not saying that Sui won't continue going up. I'm just saying that right now, the chances are that you're going to see a much bigger upside from the likes of Sei and Aptos than you are going to see in Sui. Why? Sui is already at a $14 billion market cap. Sei has to do a 7x to get to that same market cap. Absolutely, in my opinion, a no-brainer. Does it mean that Sei is going to have a bigger market cap than Sui by the end of this bull market? Probably not, okay? Sui isn't going to have a bigger market cap than Solana. Doesn't mean that you can't invest in it and outperform by investing in that rather than investing in Solana, okay? Makes sense? In my opinion, Sei at like a $2 billion market cap, minimum is going to go to like a $40 to $50 billion market cap. That's like a 20 to 25x. Sui isn't likely, in my opinion, again, of course, because I'm full of opinions today, isn't likely to go beyond, let's say, 150 billion, right? 150 billion would be a crazy performance, which even with my shady maths isn't even a 9x. Okay, so these seem to be better options, despite the fact that your brain is telling you to buy these big ass green bubbles. Okay, easy. Now, guys, if you've made any of the mistakes that I've talked about in this video, first of all, make sure you are subscribed, notification bell turned on, so that we can upgrade your skill level through this bull market, your knowledge, so that you're going to be able to understand exactly the moves to be making. Not only that, think about the mistakes that you made and think about what you could do differently next time so that you don't make those same mistakes. Because making those mistakes once is fair enough because you knew, you got excited. If you make them a second time, then, you know, have a word with yourself. Now, if you're looking to buy any of the coins that I talked about today or smaller cap coins, then I recommend that you don't just use Coinbase and Binance. People are always asking me, I can't buy this coin because it's not on Binance. There's a very good reason for that. Lots of smaller cap coins can't get onto Binance, can't get on Coinbase. And by the time they're on Coinbase and Binance, they've already seen a significant portion of the upside. Therefore, you're not going to be making the 50 or 100 X's that people keep telling you you can make. So what I recommend is you get yourself a Bitunix account because it doesn't require a KYC, also has incredibly low fees, and has a huge portion of coins that aren't available on Coinbase or Binance. In addition to Bitunix, I use MEXC as well every single day because MEXC has the lowest fees across all of crypto. Not only that, it hosts over 4,500 different altcoins. Therefore, you can get every single different altcoin pretty much that you're going to want to buy during this bull market if you have a Bitunix account and a MEXC account. Links for those are both below. You'll be able to qualify as well for significant bonuses if you use my links. Guys, thank you very much for watching through to this point. If you have got through here, please do me a favor. Hit that like button, okay? Not everyone does it, but it really means a lot. And it really helps me to get my content out to more people as well. Feel free to share my videos with your friends and family or whoever you think might need it, because that's also going to help me out a lot. And I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Guys, have a fantastic weekend and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.